Hey Flosstube, it's Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche. I'm back for an update video. It has been 3 months since my last video, and it has been a crazy 3 months. I can't remember if I talked about it, but in late June, early July, I got a text message from my boss telling me that we needed to move the entire STEM departments from one campus to another, and we did it. And the thing is that during the summer, the only people working are the dean, the chairs, 3 of us, and then our support staff, which includes our lab coordinator and 3 other staff members. So there were 8 potential people, but 2 of them were on vacation. Most of the time we were packing, so there were 6 of us. And we packed so much. Little tiny chemistry flasks up to huge things, microscopes, mannequins. It was crazy. We moved 4 different departments. We did it, 6 of us. We were called the packing posse. Then we got moved into a new building, which was kind of frustrating for the faculty too, because they left on their summer break in May thinking they were going to be teaching in the classroom that they've been teaching their whole career. And then they got an email in July saying, hey, we're moving to a new campus and you'll be teaching in a new building. So some of them, no problem. Others, we're still getting over it. So it has been crazy. The new building is beautiful though. The A&P space, which is where I will be teaching in the spring, is amazing. Every day I walk down there and just look at it because it's such a great place. So it was a lot of work, but we made it through it and we're enjoying it. So that's the major update. I don't think there's anything else because that has been my whole life for the past 3 months, is trying to get everything together and ready for students to have classes start in August. And we did it, and the students love it, so mission accomplished. I have been stitching though, so I've got quite a bit to share with you. And instead of trying to figure out what I've shown you in the past and what is, new, I'm just going to show you what hasn't been put away, because you can kind of see a little bit. It's kind of crazy in my craft room as well. So we'll get started with, I'll show you some of my finishes. All right, so one of my projects this year was to work on the mini village pieces that were released by Country Cottage Needleworks. They came out, I think it was maybe November of 2025, and they've been just releasing them. So it's a monthly series, and I've been keeping up with it. I just got my November chart in, so I will be starting that today. But I'm going to show you some of these finishes that I have. So the one that's not fully finished is October. So this is stitched on 32 count parchment from Weeks Dye Works. And I'm using the called for classic colorworks if I have it, but if I don't, I'm substituting from my stash, which is mainly Victorian Motto and Forbidden Fiber. I think that's the 2. So that's it. It's so cute. I love those colors. And how I'm finishing them is the way that Country Cottage Needleworks finish them. It's in this frame from the Family Tree Frame Company. This is called Juliet. It's a 4x9 shabby icing. But there's September, which is cute. I love that red. And I just change it out every month, except I'm late. I'll get to go to October stretch so I can put it in here. But I'll show you some of the other ones because I have done all of them. And let's see. Most of them I've put up with my holiday decorations, but some of them are still in my craft room. So here's May. So cute. June. July, and August. And they're all stitched on the same fabric. So it's that 32 count parchment from Weeks Dye Works. So I'll start November today, and then I will just have December left. So while I've been doing those, I love Country Cottage needlework stuff. So I've started several. I started years ago. She had a cottage series, which were little squares, and I got through September, stitched, January through September, and then I just fell off of it. Haven't done October, November, or December. Well, I picked up October last month, and I'm planning on finishing that. So I'll probably show you that when I show you my WIPs. But another series that she has done is called the Monthly Sampler. And it's the same size, but it's vertical. And so I've been working on these as well and finishing them as the flat fold from Vanna Pfeiffer Twisted Stitchers tutorial. Let me see if I can bump the light down a little bit so it's not so bad. There we go. But it's really cute. So there's June. I finished June. July, I started it on the fabric too low, so I couldn't put the bottom part. But it still turned out cute. Look at the little Uncle Sam's. And these are stitched on, it's a 32 count, but it's not all the same. So I think these two are maybe, what is this? I think it's an R&R fabric. I know the last few that I've been stitching August and September are on an old dark cappuccino from R&R. So there's August. Isn't that pretty? And September, I just get fabric from my stash. This is Lori Holt fabric. So isn't that cute? And I have finished October, which I think is my favorite. I love that orange, and I love those cats. So I'll finish this as a flat fold as well. I thought I had one more. Oh, May. May I haven't completed. But this is stitched on a piece of 40 count, so it's smaller. So I'm up to date on these as well, because January, February, March, and January, February, and March, I'd stitched those years ago, and they're in with my holiday decorations. April hasn't been started, so on this series, I still have November, December, and April to stitch. And what I'm doing is I'm stitching on, where is it? Like I'll stitch on this one for 25 minutes each day, and this one for 25 minutes each day the month before. So like it's October, so I'm stitching on November. So I'll have them finished in time to display in their appropriate months. So that has been my little obsession over the past year. So keeping those up to date. But those are cute, and I just love Country Cottage and her monthly series. So that's one of my finishes. Another set of finishes. Sorry, my hair's a little crazy today. I'm working from home because I have been on campus every day, and this is like the second time in 4 months that I've been able to work from home. I'm supposed to work from home one day each week, but anyway, that's not what we're interested in. So another set of finishes. I started these in May. These are the Patriotic roundabouts from Stitching with the Housewives. So it's available on their Etsy. So here's 4th of July. This is a 32 count fabric from Under the Sea Fabrics. And I can't remember the name. I'll look it up in a minute. And then Stars and Stripes. Isn't that pretty? All American, and Land of Liberty. So those are finished, and I will FFO them as just little rounds, display them, probably just stick them in a bowl or something. So that's another set of finishes. I have 2 more that I want to share with you, because at the beginning of September, I started a whole bunch of, of Brenda Gervais Halloween pieces. So I started Lollies, Crows, and Candy Corn. And I started it, then I watched Red Velvet Quilts, one of hers, and she showed this stitched on a different fabric, and I loved it, but it was too late because I'd already started mine. And this is stitched on a piece of, I think it's 36 count Glory or Old Glory from, what is it? Farm Girl Dry Goods. I'm in her Patreon, so that is, no, it's 36 count, pardon me. So cute. You can see my needle's still in there. I just finished this last night, or night before last. So cute. And I'll finish it exactly like the display because I bought this as a kit. Excuse me. Because I'm working, I have to check my email. It's just an email from, it went out to all of us, so not just me. And I probably have said this before. This is how I'm doing my threads from now on. I have everything put away in my kind of, what do they call it? It's my complete set of DMC, and all of my other threads are in a drawer over here. And I just go in and I pull out the threads that I need for that kit, and I put it on a little card, and when I'm finished, I just throw these away because I have plenty of thread. And my other finish, which I also started in September 1st, was an old pattern that I have of Brenda Gervais, the pumpkin patch. I don't know how long I've had this, and it took me all of 3 days to do this one. It is super cute. It's also stitched on that 36 count Glory Days from Farm Girl Dry Goods, using most of the called for threads. And I'm going to finish it the same way that she has it displayed because I have some of these pumpkin stems. I ordered it to finish the philanthropic pumpkin from Hands On Design, and I couldn't order just one. I had to order multiple ones, so it's going to work out. I will finish these. I might work on these later today. Fingers crossed. So I really need to clean my craft room. Okay, so those are my finishes, FFOs, and just finishes. I'll show you my current whips next. Okay, so what I'm currently working on, my whips, I have several of the Brenda Gervais Halloween pieces that I'm stitching on. They're all in one of my So Much to Love bags. I just got this one in. So cute. And I think there's 4 of these. Same day, September 1st, I believe, I started all of these 7 or 8 Brenda Gervais pieces. So I'm working on the Witch's Brew, which is an older pattern. And I am stitching it on 40 count rusty nail. And that's as far as I've gotten. Just her little apron. Rusty nail. I think this is, rusty nail is one of Teresa's fabrics from Kitten Stitcher. I also started When Pumpkins Glow, but I'm not stitching the whole thing. I'm only going to stitch the 2 little pumpkin people. And I'm either going to move this little flower bush over here and move this crow up, or I'm just going to leave it off and just do the 2 people with this little flower right there and the crow on his. So cute. I'm stitching this on 40 count brown paper from XJU, and that's as far as I've gotten. He is so cute. And the little vine off of their heads is over 1. Wasn't too bad, but so cute. I'm also stitching the When Witches Go Riding series. This came out the same time as When Pumpkins Glow. I think it was last year. And I'm stitching it as three separate pillows. And this is also on 40 count brown paper. There's my thread. You don't need to see that. And I am working on the first pillow, and that's my progress. So tiny. So cute. Okay. And an oldie. This is Tricks and Treats. I've had this one forever. And if you've watched my video very long, you know I love Pumpkinhead people. This is on 36 Glory Days as well from Farm Girl Dry Goods. And that's my progress. I ran out of 301, so I've got to restock that. That's the pumpkin color. And the last of this group is Gardener Goody Witch. So this is a series. There's the Potting Shed. This one, what's the, Christmas at Winterberry Cabin. And I think there's another one. But that is so cute. I love it. It's very, very faded. So this is also stitched on the Glory Days. And I have gotten very little done, but I did get that vine. So then it's just all these little pieces. Oops. Kind of like, it kind of reminds me of the word plays. Just not as many words. So that's my plan, is to continue working on these over the next few weeks and having them displayed for Halloween, hopefully. So let's see, what else? I just brought what was in my, on my couch downstairs. I sit on the couch and watch TV and cross stitch, and I have two helpers. I have Elvis, our huge Maine Coon, who is now blind in both eyes. He's so pitiful. He is, how old is he? 13, 14 years old. In June, we noticed that, well, this past year, we've noticed that his left eye was starting to get a little cloudy. But in June, both of them, it was really sudden. And so he's blind. He makes his way around the house by his sense of smell. I've seen him walk into walls. Oh, it's so sad. But he's a good boy, and he's become extremely attached to me. So he sits with me at breakfast. He sits with me at dinner. He sits with me while I cross stitch. I sat on the landing of our stairs just for a second, and he was right there. So he's become my baby. We had an adventure with him. I woke up one night, and the house smelled horrible. It smelled like burnt tires. And my husband had just come up to bed, and I'm like, what is that smell? He's like, oh, Elvis got sprayed by a skunk. So, yeah. Fortunately, we were able to get him bathed, and took a couple of days. Oh, that Elvis. So, always an adventure. All right. My other whip that I've been working on is currently my oldest whip. This was started in, I think, either October or November of 2016. Let me find the cover. It is Praiseworthy Stitches, Croaking Toad Manor. And when I was working on it earlier, like 2016, 2017, I finished all of this. And then it kind of sat. And I don't think I stitched on it at all last year. Even considered giving up on it. But I decided I was going to finish it. I am going to modify things. I'm not doing the he. I'm going to take this moon and I'm going to, cut off the sharp edges. But otherwise, I'm going to stitch it as is. My goal is to have this finished by the end of the year. And this is my progress. So you can see I've gotten a good portion of the house done. So I think when I showed this last, I was working on this part, but I've worked all the way over. And this is like solid stitching. When you look at the chart, there's not an empty square. And this portion right here, I was hoping to have it done by September, but I didn't get to it. Kind of got burned out on stitching it, but I'm going to pick it up again because I think if I can get this portion, which is this part here, done this month, then November and December I can finish up this part. Fingers crossed. That's what I want to do. I want to finish this by the end of this year. And we'll see. I went to the guild meeting. It's the Sampler Guild of the Rockies. We had our guild meeting about 3 weeks ago for September, and I was talking to some of the ladies at my table about stitching this, and they're like, we believe in you. So that's kind of nice. My plan this year also is to do better about going to the guild meetings. I start out really well, and by the time December rolls around, I'm not going to them. But here's all my threads. I love like Daphne's Diary and the different paper lovers books you can get at Barnes & Noble and such. And I cut out these and laminate them and make them into thread cards. And I know it's like, why do you have, this is very Christmas, isn't it? It was big and I needed a lot of space because I also use like old cards. These are Valentine cards that I sent to my nephews a few years ago. So that's how I do my thread. All right. Oh, this is stitched on 32 count. I think it's Mystic. I think I keep telling you the wrong fabric. Is it on here? Anyway, I think it's either Mystic. I'll look it up. Because I'm pretty sure I have told the wrong color multiple times. 32 count Mirage linen from Picture This Plus. And I picked this up, the fabric and the chart, from Silver Needle years ago when we were there for their summer retreat. So fingers crossed I will have this finished by the end of this year. All right, let's see, I have one more. I made this project back years and years ago. I think it's a Lori Holt fabric line. I can't remember, and I have looked and looked for this and cannot find it. I just love it. Such a pretty set of colors. But yeah, this is, I kind of have a whip. Let's see. Find the cover. This is the cottage series that I was talking about. So I've finished January through September, and I need to work on the October, November, and December. So October, I haven't gotten very far. This is on a piece of Silk Weaver. Thought I had the tag that I've had in my stash for years. It's a 32 count Silk Weaver. So I'll work on that, and then the November one. All right, so that's my current whips. Now I'll show you quickly my plans. So I will start the November, where is that? Here it is. I'll start the November Village and the November Monthly Sampler. Isn't this cute? In the next couple of days. And then I'll also work on that October Cottage and the November Cottage. So those are planned starts for October. And I have one other planned start, which I'm super excited about. I don't have it printed, but I'll show you this. It's the Witch chart from Primitive Needle. So as many people are aware, the designer of Primitive Needle has passed away, and her daughter is currently recharting and selling her charts as PDFs. and I purchased the witch, which is the definition of witch. It's similar to the Halloween. I stitched this years ago. This is 40 count. Oh, Jack something. It's a XJU design. I love that. Bought the frame online, and it just fits perfectly in that space. Love it, love it. So I'm going to do witch to go with this one. Okay. And I'm going to stitch it on that rusty nail from Teresa, and I'm going to use Into a Dragon from Victorian Motto. So that should be plenty of thread for that. So it's going to be tone on tone. Isn't that perfect? So I'll probably start this weekend too. Super excited about that. All right, I think that is all of my current whips. I have been kitting up things. That's my new obsession too, because you guys know Jennifer is obsessed with all kinds of things. She's got plans and she's got obsessions. But what I've been doing is pulling charts and picking the fabric that I want to use, and then making these little cards with the threads so that as I finish a project, I can pick up another project. So I will probably do more of that this afternoon because it makes me happy. But so that's what I've been up to. I know it's been a while, but I've been watching Flosstube. I saw Trisha from 3 Owl Threads posted a video, and it just made me super happy. It's just been busy, but fun. And a couple of things about my shop. I'll do a quick shop update. So I have an Etsy shop, Jen's Stitching Niche on Etsy. And last weekend, my husband Hobby, decided that he didn't want to do anything. We were going to stay home the whole weekend. So I'm like, okay, I'll take advantage of that. And I went through all of the charts that I currently have in my shop. And I purged. I pulled old charts out that I've had since we lived in Mississippi, things that haven't sold, or things that I forgot to post, which I found several of those. And I just cleared out that. Now, the Sampler Guild of the Rockies does a stash sale every fall. And so I have been collecting all of my charts that as I complete a project, I have a bag over here and I just put it in there. And so I just added a whole bunch of stuff from my shop into that, and I'm going to donate it for the stash sale. So that was kind of a refreshing look. I'm looking over there is a closet where I keep all of my shop materials. And then I also just put a whole bunch of stuff in the clearance tab on my Etsy site, so that I am going to kind of curate my shop more and kind of slim down on the number of things that I have posted. And I'm still carrying fabrics, and I'm carrying the major thread dyers, so Gentle Arts, Weeks Dye Works, and Classic Color Works. I've got all of that. But it just feels so much better having gone through everything and getting a little better handle on what I have in stock, and it looks neat and streamlined. So that makes me happy. But so if you're interested, Jen's Stitching Niche on Etsy, you'll see that I have a clearance tab, and then I also have a only one left tab. So when I get down to just one copy of a chart, I move it into that section, and it's marked down as well. So check it out. I did get some Picture This Plus fabric in. It's been selling like crazy. Beautiful. But otherwise, and I just got an alert that I'm going to get a restock on my Be Stitch Me fabric, which is fast becoming my favorite. Her colors are amazing. So, let's see what else. I think that's it. I have a trip planned at the end of this month. My husband, Hobby, and our friends we're going to California to visit a few wineries, and we're going to go on a 3-hour tour on a boat. So,
someone is at the front.
All right, hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody rang the doorbell and I had to go see what it was. Package for Hobby. All right, I think that is everything. So I guess I'm going to do a giveaway, and my giveaway is going to be the chart for lollies, crows, and candy corn. So if you are interested in this chart, just put, I don't know, candy corn in the comment box and make sure that you are 18 or over. Don't say giveaway, win, anything like that, or I'll delete the comment. And I will draw for this on the 17th of October, and then maybe by then I'll do another video. But I'd like to get it mailed out to the winner in October. So, all right, that's going to be it. I hope you have a great weekend, and thanks for visiting me. I'll see you later.